This meeting of the House Environmental Committee will come to order. Mary, will you lead us in the pledge? Okay, then. Andrew, will you take the roll?
Vitale,
Present.
Brown,
Designation.
Fleming,
Designation.
Hohenstein,
Designation.
Isaacson,
Here.
Kazim,
Designation.
Otten,
Designation.
Pieli, Rivera,
Here.
Salisbury,
Designation.
Siegel,
Designation.
Steele,
Designation.
Takak,
Designation.
Webster,
Designation.
Rader, Bashline, Day, Flick, James, Kephart,
Designation.
Mahaffey, Pugh, Schaefer,
Designation.
Stender, Twardzik,
Designation.
Wentling.
Here.
Okay, a quorum having been established, the committee will proceed. Chair Rader, do you have any opening thoughts? I know you want to say a couple of things.
Yeah, I'll do that later.
Okay. So we have one relatively non-controversial bill on our agenda today, House Bill 664, which the chair now calls up. Andrew, will you read a brief description?
House Bill 664 requires PennDOT to develop a best practices guide for road salt management.
Okay, very good. We have one late filed amendment by Chair Rader. It's my understanding that Chair Rader would like to say a few words with regard to that amendment, which we will afford him the opportunity now.
Thank you, Chairman. I filed the amendment just because I have a concern with the impact to townships and boroughs that they wouldn't have a voice in what would happen, and in this committee that they're setting up to determine changes in how roads are taken care of. I think most of the roads in Pennsylvania, or a great deal of the roads in Pennsylvania, they would be impacted. So I put an amendment on to have them have a voice in any discussions. I think they should, townships and boroughs, but I think it's going to be ruled out of order. But I think we're also concerned about safety. We're concerned about the towns, the boroughs, the costs that may be added to what they do with the roads, and I think they should have a say in that. So that's why I put the amendment out there. Thank you, Chairman.
Okay, and I'm not going to speak for the sponsor, but I certainly support the concept behind the amendment and would have been willing to run it in a late fashion, even if the language were perfect. But we'll work with you on the as after we move this out and get it the way you and I and the prime sponsor want it to be. Okay, the prime sponsor Joe Webster could not be here today, but the co-prime sponsor, Ben Sanchez, is here in his stead and would like to make a couple of remarks with regard to the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and want to thank both the chairs for calling this up and the committee for your time this morning. You're, as Chairman Vitale said, I'm pinch hitting for Colonel Webster, our esteemed colleague, and can only hope to fill the shoes of Representative Webster here on this important bill. And the reason for this bill, despite great care, PennDOT uses tons of road salt on the roadways. And when I say tons, the average is 801,000 tons of salt in each of the last 5 winters. And that rather staggering number doesn't even include what is used by local municipal governments, businesses, and individuals on their own properties. And as we know, it really only takes 1 teaspoon of salt to permanently contaminate 5 gallons of water. So 1 teaspoon to 5 gallons, you can only imagine 801,000 tons annually. And what is happening is this is really permanently changing the chemistry of our freshwater streams, negatively impacting freshwater ecosystems and the fish and other wildlife that absorb it or drink it, and perhaps even humans, if you want to include us as wildlife. So this bill is really proposing that PennDOT develop a road salt management best practices guide, and to take all the best practices that they can identify, condense them in one place, and make sure that all of us are moving in the right direction on this. And that includes, to Chair Rader's comments, hope that would ideally have those local municipalities at the table, everybody in the conversation, learning from each other what one is doing best, what one's found best for both safety of the roads, but also minimizing not only cost, but the environmental impact. We want to acknowledge that, DEP has done a great job of pushing in this direction to minimize the salt usage, and hopefully would continue to recommend lowering that. And then what would ideally be the result, lower salt content in our freshwater bodies of water. And we know, this not only would the costs be saved in the purchasing and the consumption of the salt, but also we have data that shows the effect of salt corroding vehicles and roadways is about $5 billion damage each year in the United States alone. So we do have other areas that can be studied as part of this. They've been reducing this and, trying to reduce those corrosive effects. For example, just one method which PennDOT itself has employed, these brining techniques that lower salt consumption, and also mixing salt with sand and rock chips that may also be reusable. So with all of that, again, an effort here to create really just a list of best practices that we can share and implement all across the Commonwealth and drive toward this goal of reducing salt, making it into our water and ecosystems. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Well, thank you, Ben. Okay, House Bill 664 has been called up. Any discussion?
Thanks, Mr. Chairman. Yeah, just a couple quick comments. First of all, I come from the great Northwest. We got lots of trees and plenty of weather up there. Somewhere back around World War II in Pennsylvania, the Commonwealth moved from spreading sand and stones and things of that nature, and moved to salt. This is run-of-mine salt for the most part. I don't believe there are any considerable additives to this. It's just sized after it comes out of the mine. And then the 4 or 5 or 6 companies that supply it bid on it. I've taken a look at this. The information that I believe that you want to get already exists where I live in PennDOT District 1. I talked to the crews that spread this, and we have some 30 staging areas in our counties up there. And the gentlemen and ladies that work this are very careful about storing it, keeping it out of the rain so that it doesn't melt and run into the forest or what have you. It is the spreading of the salt after 80 years of experience is done specifically for the roadways that are being covered, including lightening up on the spreading when they do bridges, because that obviously is right over the waterways that we're concerned about. So I think if PennDOT will talk to each other from district to district, the information that you want is already available. I'm going to be a no on the bill for that reason. It seems to me that we're asking people to use a lot of their time, which should be done in service of our constituents, and the idea of updating this information on an annual basis seems superfluous. It's road salt. The recipe isn't going to change. So for that reason, I'll be a no.
Okay, any further discussion? Okay. Andrew, would you take the roll?
Vitale,
Yes.
Brown,
Designation yes.
Fleming,
Designation yes.
Hohenstein,
Designation yes.
Isaacson, Kazim,
Designation yes.
Otten,
Designation yes.
Pieli, Rivera, Salisbury,
Designation yes.
Siegel,
Designation yes.
Steele,
Designation yes.
Takak,
Designation yes.
Webster,
Designation yes.
Rader,
No, but for the reasons I stated before.
Bashline,
Designation no.
Day,
Designation no.
Flick,
Designation no.
James, Kephart,
Designation no.
Mahaffey, Pugh, Schaefer,
Designation no.
Stender, Twardzik,
Designation no.
Wentling.
No.
Okay. The bill will be reported to the floor of the House as it's been introduced. Before we conclude the meeting, Chair Rader, did you have any final comments?
I do not. Thank you.
Very good. Okay, with that, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you.